This is Marcus Hill. I'm a lawyer, and I've been representing folks charged with driving while impaired for over 30 years. What I want to talk about today is what you should do if you get stopped and you've been drinking. I know you don't know if you're impaired or not, so don't make that assumption and I won't decide, though it certainly does affect how you proceed. First, if a policeman gets behind you, don't pull over immediately. Wait till he turns on the blue lights. Policemen, when they want you to pull over, they turn on their blue lights. Until then, what you need to do is drop down to the speed limit and drive carefully. Make sure you make turn signals, stop at yellow lights, drive the speed limit, not below, not above. The speed limit, don't cross lines. Be careful and wait until he tells you to pull over. If he does turn on his blue lights, then you need to pull over immediately, as soon as there's a safe place to pull over. You need to pull over far enough away from the road so that he could comfortably approach your car from the driver's side, and pull over slowly enough so that he, being behind you, can pull over safely as well. Once you've pulled over, get your driver's license out. Don't go digging in your glove compartment for your registration, your insurance proof, any of those things. Don't be digging in your car at all. You should keep your registration and your proof of insurance in your wallet, not in your car. It's a much safer place to keep it, and it's much better, more easily accessed. And you need easy access to it when you're in this situation. He will eventually come to your car. Be patient. It may take him a while. Just be patient. Sit there. Breathe deeply. Wait. When he comes to the car, he's going to ask for your license and registration, but you'll have them out, so that'll be easy. And then he's going to say, do you know why I stopped you? I would suggest saying, I'm not sure. Some people want to tell him what they did and why they did it. I'd suggest that the more you say, the worse off you are. So say as little as possible. Additionally, if you've been drinking, the more you say, the more breath you put out there for him to smell. He's then going to say, have you been drinking? And if it's obvious, I'd suggest you say yes. Since most people can tell that you've been drinking, it's silly to lie at this point, and you're going to make him mad, which is a bad thing. If he asks you how much, I would suggest you say, I'm not sure. An amazing amount of people say, I had 2. So that's probably a bad answer, even if it's true. But I'd like it better if you didn't tell him how many you had to drink at any point if you said, I'm not sure, or I don't know for certain. Those things work and make it less likely that he's going to further pursue that topic. But in any case, he's then going to typically take your driver's license and leave for a minute while he goes back to his car. Prior to that, it is your chance to tell your story. I only had a beer with dinner and I'm almost home. That's a fine story. I was driving a little fast because my baby is sick, or I had to pee. That's a good story. You only have those few moments to tell your story in hopes that he'll come back with your driver's license and no ticket and say, have a good day, you can go. And that means you didn't get a ticket. If he does in fact come back and say, I need you to get out because we're going to check to see how much you've been drinking, you have to get out. Get out carefully and pay attention to what you're doing. Try not to stumble. Try not to have a hard time getting out. Try to be as balanced as you can and follow him carefully and slowly. Don't offer any explanation. Try not to talk at all. The more you say, the less I like it. The less you say, the better I'll like it. If you have a recording device, a cell phone, a video recorder, whatever, a good time to turn it on would be after he leaves. And if you can set it up so that you could record your encounter, that'd be a great thing because that would give you evidence as to what actually happened. Even an audio recording can be very valuable, and most cell phones have an audio recording capability, so recording it would be a good idea. He's going to ask you when he gets you out of the car to do some field sobriety tests. I'd suggest against doing those tests. They are prone to failure, very difficult in the best of circumstances, and you're not in the best of circumstances. You've been drinking. It's late at night. You're scared. He knows the test and you don't. So I would tell him something like, I don't think I want to do any of those tests. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I don't think I want to do any of those tests. Don't say, often said, I couldn't do those tests even if I was sober. Obviously, that's a bad thing when it comes out in court and implies that you're drunk. He's also going to ask you, oftentimes, to do a portable breath test. I'd suggest that you decline that opportunity as well. In fact, if an officer says, will you? The answer is generally, no thank you, sir. Polite, nice, but decline. All of those tests are going to gather evidence for him in order to help him prosecute you for whatever crime he thinks you've committed. So don't give him that evidence. Remember, when he tells you your Miranda warning, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. That's true from the minute he walks up to your car. So I would suggest that you decline any test, that you are as nice as you can be, and that you don't volunteer any information. This is Marcus Hill. Thank you.